Colne Town Council full chamber. Where you guys going? Good evening and welcome to the Colne Town Council meeting on Tuesday, 23rd June, 18:30. Welcome to everybody. Have we had any apologies?
Yes, I've got apologies from Councillor Howard, Councillor Mary Thomas, Councillor Howard Thomas, Councillor Hammond, Councillor Moffat, and
We've had any apologies? Declarations of interests. To receive any declarations of interest from members relating to any item of the agenda in accordance with the provisions of the Code of Conduct and or indicate if section 106 of the Local Government Finance Act 1992 applies to them. Okay, no, for declaration of interest. Item 4, minutes to approve the records of the next meeting held on Tuesday 19th of May 2026. Move the minutes. We've got a seconder. Thanks for Harrisburg. Sean, hands all in favour? Yeah. Moving on to item 5, Clark's updates.
Okay, so just I think have an update on the first week, so along with land registry documents and details of any leases or covenants that are on the item. So these will be discussed at the asset transfer working group, which someone will actually go on after this meeting, and it's scheduled for next Monday. So hopefully then we'll have time for it to then go to the FPS and then the full council. Another update is that purchase orders have now been placed for the town council projects that were completed in the first round of the funding for the private play. These are the ones that we've actually had grant offer letters for. I'm still working, well, in Sarah, still working on the Colne Street. Damage bird nesting. So maybe when renovations for number 2 Albert Road are still ongoing, although they are nearly finished. The flooring is now the interior has been fixed light test has been booked in, so that we're going to do for. So the lights are now working on the shop front and the windows. So it's expected that the property will be advertised for rent. Another update is the flooring at the side entrance of Town Hall has now been replaced. The acoustic panels have been installed. Okay. But for the old spine. Oh, right. Yeah, so
yeah, well, the DJ said.
Use your mask on.
that's for today.
So,
No.
Those at home can't hear what you're saying there, Councillor, so can you please use your microphone, please. If you're watching it at home.
Tuesday,
Okay, is that it for the report?
Yes.
Okay, item 6, public forum, to consider questions, statements or petitions from members of the public who are welcome to the meeting and have a total collectively of 50. Okay. Item 7 on the agenda, reports from borough and council councils. Received written reports from representatives from the borough and council on works, projects being delivered in Barn, to a total collectively 50 minutes. I am going to ask, have we had any representation from the councils? No, nothing from the council. Okay, we have had a report from the borough councillors. But in depth. Yeah, big points.
Yeah, as you can see, it's been quite a busy month. First one to pick up on, just continuation of the display of the street name. So in point number 12, it comes into is everything you're going to do. He dropped it up so he did something that we could have done a lot of information about.
Sarah was saying that the deal on she actually asked that.
She's also got extra information about from Darren and George next to the library about how you might manage play, change, etc. So again, very altogether costly. Back to the top again. See the target finally got through. Attempt to check people. View assessment of the condition. See that done. The area committee, though, didn't get a paper on planning. If you read this in section 3, you see that planning applications with effect from September, October will be changed quite dramatically. This is all about basically saying if it's a straightforward application in their views, then it will just be passed by people like Neil Watson and his team. We're never going to look at it. Only if it's an interesting one, this schedule 2, this is where it's got the phrases you have to have significant economic, social, and environmental issues. That includes heritage.
Who defines significant?
Well, significant, you're right, is not defined. So there's a judgment call. It is, yes, yes. What they have is, yes, Neil Watson plus a nominated councillor have a discussion about those issues to decide if there are significant areas to go through to an area committee. Don't know how a town council gets involved, and they chip in comments just like we do now. So there might be a way to. So likelihood is, of course, far fewer these applications considered. The area committee basically said if you see the conclusion, but there's a lot of discussion about localism and I don't think we should lose that. It would be very good. And also, to be honest, on the application, we've often gone back to the applicant and said, if you just try to change that, tweak this, alter that, it'll be better. And the applicant has generally done that. We get something that's good for the applicant. So we don't want to lose it. Just move to other bits, kind of decision there. Grants made to Little Theatre, getting more money. Crawley Pen Shed money as well. With some money. Ongoing stuff there, all lords and street signs and those kind of things. Then we've got Play Streets, item 14, this one. So this is on the exec agenda for next week. No, this week, right? This Thursday. There's a paper on that which basically says, let's make it more complicated. And, this thing has got some good trials, good evidence about how look. So, and we want to try and get this across the line and get it sorted before someone disappears, the children can't play us. We'll see where that goes. Crocodile Energy Park, obviously there's the big report is done. I think it's on the agenda for later anyway, but Sarah did a lot of work on that thing, 40 odd pages long, and so that takes a lot of things it's coming together with a much more sort of a research group, as well as putting a much bigger code slam. There's a meeting on Monday. Will that clash with the asset transfer working group?
No, that's the week before.
Yeah, there's a meeting being held here. So I think we'll be in touch. On the agenda for that are roads, traffic, so all of that's deadline extended. Now extend the deadline by. The reason for doing that is because, of course, they haven't type only email address. Okay. So there's an extra opportunity for everyone to submit. The suggestion is
So just on that, is everyone happy if we put that? Maybe do a social media post to other people that it's that.
good for the town. I mean, the way to that is going to the ballot. We've got an update on the BSIP plus service improvement plan. A few tweaks there. So we've seen all the stopgap pothole filling being done. We have obviously made a plea and reminded LCC of the fact that the stuff in the market is going to be still in that bed. I believe the state level plan update also to measure our town.
Okay.
Main thing that I want to do.
I wouldn't like to not do it thoroughly for the, you know,
Absolutely. Obvious.
yes, it's a long list, and I wouldn't like to not get through it. And then we've got the council.
Oh, that was very.
It could be better if you weren't accepting. Yes, because it's not getting number people. No.
I'll have a look at it.
Is it the deadline to reply?
They wanted a response by
They wanted
the
it-
end of June, and we said we can't do that. So we're aiming for the end of July. But if it goes over.
The idea is, but yes,
I could really look at it,
I am aware that Edinburgh have actually said they're trying to do complete tranches. If there's any issues with one, they'll split to the side and just play through the rest. So if we've got an issue, items.
I'll have to say, it may be that one or the other do it.
yeah, I want to look after this thing.
Can I just make one comment, right, on one observation? I do like we get the Borough Council reports on that. Same crest from Borough Crest. It's very well taken here, it looks like it's from same council.
Yeah, rather than Borough Council, but it's picking on things more careful, because it picks on care and actually focus on. Yeah, I'll get some feedback.
All right. Okay, any other questions to the reports? Moving on to item 8, exclusion to the public. Determine during which items, if any, the public are to exclude from the meeting. Such an exclusion would need to be on the grounds that, in view of the nature of the business to be transacted, if the public were present, there would be a disclosure to them of exempt information, the meaning of Schedule 1(2) Alpha, the local business. Item 19, so we've just got one grab item of 19. Is there any other items? No. It's brought up. Are you happy with that? Item 19 is public. Yep. Okay. Right, agenda item number 9, finances. A and B. So, we want to receive schedule of payments from 13th of May to 16th of June 2026 for approval and to receive summary of budget expenditure and commitments as on 16th of June 2026.
Payment. RNG, on the budget. We're progressing well. We're spending money on bus shelters and benches. That's well above the sort of rolling percentage side.
I think that's because we put in on the
Qualification. Documents, CCTV.
The CCTV basically that right, we get one price just for the whole year. We've always and
And obviously, as well, the We're up to a budget of 90,000, is that right? 212 spend, 121 income.
Yes, I think we increased the budget. They don't use them. Yeah, they use them.
That moved both 9A and 9B.
Have we got any other questions? No, have we got a second there? That's brilliant. Show of hands, please, in favour, that's it. Yep. Okay, so next item on the agenda, number 10, annual governance and accountability return 2025/26. To receive an update confirming completion of year-end accounting processes, completion of year-end internal audit, and readiness for the annual governance and accountability returns assigned by Chairman St. Clark, along with confirmation of the period chosen for the exercise of the.
Yeah, okay, so the internal audit has been finished. They have signed off their. Financial. So the only real variance we've got last year is all the other costs are very for
Opportunities to spend with existing arrangements. Is there anything you wish to tell us that might change things?
it was mainly for changes in right. Previously, it's mainly just yeah, tightening up.
Any questions, any points? I'll have a pause a second, please, at the next slide. Thanks for the clap. Item 11, staffing and recruitment updates. Update members on the staff restructure as approved by the Finance and Employment Services Committee, and to update on the current recruitment process.
Yeah, so basically we have done a slight restructure in the office for staff. Mainly because the town council has been growing at quite a substantial rate. Now having the town clerk and the responsible financial officer job as one job. I'm day-to-day. Some of which. Good set of minutes. So we. So like. We.
One question for me. Steve, you're up the right.
He has a little cat. Fine. We have some match. And I will suggest that it does the PR, which is the gives you a far better.
On to item 12, Connie Bloom, chief update from Chairman Connie Bloom, work with charity hospital.
And really we did a to the school. They are giving some polling for this year. They're less pouring than they were last year. So we are getting quite a lot, hundreds of pounds worth of daily, which is amazing. This morning we got some more. So we're distributing those out. For tickets. This is them. Like that. To know in the distributing those. Okay.
Item 13, Great British Rhythm and Blues Festival 2026. The probably all together. That's the 26th bank. Teacher and the follow. Now, Item 14, comment on plan. To receive update from Chairman of the Edinburgh Planning Advisory Committee on the progress of projects.
Very concerning. Been liaising with one of the Daves, so he's been the one who's rewriting the policies. We've been doing that obviously in light of further NPPF changes, and obviously the one they put out the consultation with the 225 questions, and still delicate responses. Been rewriting the through this well. But so now I've done the research, written up some of that. I've gone into various other knowledgeable people around the area, written those up, ready to go. The one thing that's come out is obviously we had a mention about the conservation area. One thing that Dave said was that he said, well, if you're going to put Keithley Road buildings, like the ones opposite the cricket club, prime time, semis and terraces, they're already protected with being part of the conservation area. So you end up sort of double counting. If you look at conservation, that's actually a designated planning status. So you've got a designation there, but then you're calling them non-designated because they're not listed in their own right. That's what non-designated means. Grade 1, grade 2 listed. So you've got this sort of overlap now with something that's technically a non-designated on its own, but is part of a designated area. And he was concerned about whether you're sort of giving too much or too little preference to either one. So what they've discussed between them, because one of these, the Heritage England people have a certain way of describing these policies. And one of the questions is it part of the conservation area? So we answer yes, no, depending on what they are. So now what we're thinking is to do almost like a local list. A local list would say, is it listed? Is it not listed, i.e. non-designated, or is it part of the conservation area? So that way you cover it all in a nice thing, which that's particularly important. Conservation areas aren't where as well as the public infrastructure. So we've got a way forward with that one. And the next thing really is just to set a date for the next meeting.
I think any steps taken.
Item 15, planning. So I have the opportunity to comment on the planning application for the Tom and Carol's. So the first one is 26/0351/RTD. Is for prior approval notification, is first one from mixed office store to from past E, the residential use plus C.
Rubbish, all details. We just that's leaving above the shop.
I just welcome it. Your comments? No comments or welcome it?
And I will welcome it because it makes sense to kind of use. Currently, that's not you.
Why can't we do it?
I should buy a college. Okay. Moving on then to the next item, which is 26/0198/LBC. Listed building concept, replacement of windows. One.
This is good. Obviously, we gave the feedback last time. Didn't want growth languages and basically done and possible. We were holding the windows. they're using secondary glazing inside to reduce the idea of the glare. Secondary glazing is a very effective thing to do for those sorts of windows. Same with the doors as well. The principal doors, they're all down to be restored. Similar. The applicant listened. The applicants done very well. That's all.
No comments? Okay.
Really good when that we could actually listen to the council and put in pressure. I think we should be able to welcome this. All the other planning applicants will follow.
So should we put that in there, or would welcome to the place? Okay. Number 3, which is 24/0024/FUL, certificate of local use. Existing development. Local claim, local. Comments? We've got to 126/0378/FUL, removal of the existing entrance canopy and the installation of the covered trolley block. Replacement of side elevation entrance with double steel swing doors, and roller shutter, goods entrance, and erection of mesh fence compact to the service yard.
This one emblazed obviously new tenant wanting to just tidy things up and lift things up. Sure, we can support. So we have no objection anyway. Pleased to see a big empty building brought back into retail.
No other comments? Or go on.
Happy bad, no chair, getting the bus.
Okay. Do item 6 then, which is 26/0391/A. Advertising consent to display free illuminated station sign. We actually describe which ones will be eliminated.
I think Chairman, it's been that which one's going on that side, that's the room. Said that many on there, we pass on.
So no comments on that one? Okay. Well, we go back then to item number 5, which was 26/0416/10L, which is change of use of land to provide 2 caravan pitches, including the retention and reduction of hard standing with the associated landscaping, parking and altered the access.
Find issues. But these are pictures for people only.
question would ask that, is it residential or is it home? Because that's the two different.
I would say no on this one. We've had problems with this before, and I don't think it's a keep in the area. As a caravan park, there's one across the road virtually, and there's one just up the road. There's actually two quite large caravan parks with that very close to it. Well,
So we've got.
Same.
So the reasons are that it's the actually form of caravans, no clarity on, it's on the holding lets.
I think they'll find it. Yeah,
So not suitable.
Sorry.
Is it? Difference in planning?
Probably slight differences. Yeah. You can use it for family quicker. You can definitely take the region. With that.
Not thinking, well, actually,
I just got a question. I know that the settlement boundary is very, very close. There's an issue about 20 years ago, which is on the application. And you see the building from here, it turned out it was literally just on the other side of the settlement boundary at that point. I'm just wondering, is this within the settlement boundary or not? That makes a big difference.
It could be right, pretty much, yeah. So,
Do we go outside the settlement? Yeah.
yeah.
Because I believe that they could be doing this, staying in caravans all the time.
Yes.
And I think this is their way of getting over the enforcement officers previously, like they got, we got judges, we got planning permission to live here.
doing a quick search. See if they actually.
Chairman, this is works officer, and I am not sure whether or not Bristol still now outstanding.
Another thing.
I think, Ian said, Russian. So, maybe where. There's trust. You say for the community. You do.
Big chairman, it's not a suitable site, same reason. And then enforcement.
But so to put it nicely, quite obvious due to previous issues. The possibility of time. We're not actually deciding on the planning
We've got it.
application, which putting our thoughts forward,
No, we can have it.
which starts.
Still getting time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be when it goes to CDM, like it goes through, when they're what's next year is right.
We see it every month. Important.
These are more enforcement of our privacy.
What about quickly? Yeah. That is our money. 16, correspondence received. There's any correspondence for Captain C that requires presenting or reviewing answers for council.
Yeah, so there's a couple things. We use it for a community project, public purpose and benefits. Is the wording. Cannot be used for businesses, people, or others. Yeah. So we signed the agreement, obviously.
Thing what we're saying, is it's potentially adding it to your ground course, and then you've got the discretion to accept or refuse applications. It can be a much simpler form, not all this stuff about constitution, whatever. There needs to be some sort of thing that's got some idea of medicine of what. I think you can use it for revenue items. You're not fixing capital revenue or anything. You can really use it for anything you like. For example, you go there and you get a small grant for dementia. Well, dementia is a good idea. We should encourage them to apply for more because what they do is really good. So you can sort of take that and you can start to set up different funds or whatever. Again, we thought of some sort of fund, maybe a pot of 10,000 or so for smaller charities or community groups or whatever to apply for maybe up to 1,000 each. Again, you're trying to split this around, but you're trying to find one or two that you can make a difference with. So when you add it to your grant is one easy way to do it, and then just try and have a method of applying.
We'll wait for that next one.
Is the no then? And
No.
so we don't have to spend it before for our this day.
I probably wouldn't make it last too much longer. Then again, we are 10 accounts, so they get the pay us.
They've said.
Some will give us the money, the Pendle shouldn't be involved at all, should it? Because the money do all we like.
I think it says that we have to do a report within 12 months. I think probably
To get a steady stream through the men. And if there are any projects that the town council themselves say, let's do it, you've got the right in place impact on them. So that's going to do something, it's like clocks and like that. So if there's anything else we want to do, then you have to give it away. It's out there.
If we're going to allow grant, well, I think it wants to. Yeah. Fair amount. Very careful as to what it gets spent on, because at the end of the day, maybe being careful what it's spent on is the wrong way to describe it. But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that someone or others have got something to show for that, rather than it's just been spent on this, this, and this.
You what? Things can. Later.
Well, councillor Ian and councillor Wright, so I'll take councillor Ian first.
Maybe this one. Very wide sort of very small working group. You've got out. And it's about.
I think one of the questions that we look at is all of it is for some as practical. As they're saying, is we can have it as part of the asset. So as if we get a need for it, we're going to find the funding for, we can use that money then to improve initially. Right?
I think the buzzword is obviously improve. I think we need to invest. Rather than
I'm going to pause with the grants. Thank you.
Okay, so the next thing is the Lancashire Local Transport Plan. And this is a consultation that's on at the moment, which basically it is only open till the 30th. Ever. From down or one. They don't, they're all in some, yes, it's more of a thing.
I think, Chairman, because it's the combined authorities. We should. That's what. They haven't invited. Oh, no. I think they're expecting town councils and parish councils. What's meant district council. So that's cool.
I probably not.
Most people that send them in.
Don't think the consultation we've been on that long, I think we're up,
Yeah, it's.
yeah. 59, yeah, so next Tuesday.
Sorry, just going to say, what about?
I'm not sure if it's,
I mean,
Tuesday.
I was going to say, if it was a bit long, but.
Oh, the only other thing, which I'll probably let you just read on time, is the land pack annual report. Thank you. I just put it on my list.
Well, moving on to item 17, items for a future month agenda.
Mayor on this.
So the time of next regular meeting will be on Tuesday, 21st of July 2026 at 6:30 p.m.